when a red card is not enough in men and women's football. From Zlatan's tackle that landed a player in the hospital to Ramos's trademark tackles on opposing players, here is the list of tackles that deserve more than a red card. In fact, the last guy on this list nearly ended a player's career, so stay tuned till the end. 10. Sergio Ramos. Jose Mourinho's first El Clasico wasn't much to write about as he got thrashed by the Catalans 5-0. However, the game was brought to a fitting end by Ramos's red card incident. Ramos sparked an intense fracas when he gave up on the monumental assignment of marking Messi.
There's a punch down there, and it's now getting very, very nasty.
I mean, it is understandable. But instead, decided the best way to stop the Argentine superstar was to chop him down at the legs. That is where the magic is. In the final few seconds of the match, Messi rolled the ball under his studs and skipped past Ramos, an act which surely irritated Madrid's number 4. As Messi glided away, Ramos stalked him down before a final, wild sweep felled his opponent. The kick to Messi's leg was quickly followed by a scrum of Barcelona and Real Madrid players, with the former desperate to get a piece of the Spanish defender. Puyol got the closest and was quickly met with a shove to the face, leaving the Catalan captain alongside Messi on the ground. This was surely a foul that deserved more than a red card. Next is 9. Pepe. When Real Madrid faced Getafe in La Liga in 2009, winning was the only way that they could keep up with Barcelona at the top of the table, but the match wasn't easy. Just moments after Guti looked to have salvaged a 2-2 draw for Real Madrid by firing up a free kick, Getafe's Casquero broke through Madrid's defence on goal, and Pepe charged after him. Casquero went tumbling inside the box under Pepe's challenge, and the referee immediately pointed to the spot, giving Getafe the chance to end Madrid's title hope. Pepe couldn't believe what had just happened, because like anyone guilty, he felt like he had done nothing. Instead of complaining to the referee, Pepe launched his attack on Casquero, kicking him furiously on the ground. He even punched Casquero's teammate, Albin, who had come to stop the assault.
On the chance to score, he's brought down by Pepe.
Well, even a red card wasn't enough, as he faced a long-time ban. The good news for Pepe was that Madrid still managed to beat Getafe despite that late penalty and his red card. Things were not quite as smooth for the next player. 8. Lauren James. Men aren't the only ones who make dangerous fouls. Like the saying goes, what a man can do, a woman can do better. Although the 2-match ban given to Lauren James affected England in the World Cup, you could say she deserved more than the red card she got for this foul. Lauren got sent off for a rather uncalled-for action against Nigeria's Michelle Alozie. The 21-year-old was initially handed a yellow card, but it was upgraded to a red card after a review by VAR. I mean, if there was a card higher than that, she was going to get it as well. She was sent off for stamping on the back of Michelle in the round of 16, which England later won on penalties after the game ended 0-0. Lauren missed the quarter-final against Colombia and the semi-final against Australia. Up next is 7. Hawa Sissoko. Another female footballer makes the list. A hard-fought West Ham victory over Aston Villa was overshadowed by 2 red cards in the closing stages that involved the player and the coach as the game gave in to complete chaos. Tensions have been brewing throughout as the visitors restricted wave after wave of Aston Villa attacks, having raced into an early 2-goal lead. The ill feeling finally erupted in the 91st minute when Sarah Mayling was up against Sissoko. Sissoko aimed a strike at her. The red card came in afterwards as the French defender struck Mayling on the face, leaving the referee with no choice but to dismiss her. Up next is 6. Thomas Muller. Muller really represented Bayern when they faced Ajax in the Champions League. After 30 minutes of normal play, the game changed with some scary tackles. However, the referee managed to keep the game until Thomas Muller came with his flying kick.
Und sie müssen ein bisschen improvisieren. Müller auch rot.
There was no way that Muller could contest the card that followed. You could say his kick was inspired by the Bundesliga logo. The kick was so wild that it left Ajax fullback Nicolas Tagliafico in need of medical treatment. Muller, with his eyes on the ball, had his right foot head high as he looked to control the ball with his boot before bringing the ball down to the floor. However, he never looked where his foot was going, and his studs soon scraped Tagliafico's head, in a move more commonly seen in a mixed martial arts cage than on a European football pitch. Up next is a former United star. 5. Nani. United began to sit back a bit and absorb pressure in the second leg of the Champions League with a goal advantage. They were looking for a chance to break away. In the 56th minute, Nani caught Alvaro Arbeloa with a high boot while tracking a cleared ball, and the referee, after giving it some thought, decided it was a red card offence. Down a man, United were forced to sit back and absorb the waves of Madrid attacks.
Someone hit Wayne Shaw. Arbeloa came in, collision with Nani, and it's going to be a yellow card for Nani.
Luka Modric hit a fantastic goal from range 10 minutes after the red card, followed shortly by a Cristiano Ronaldo tap-in. Needing to score twice, Sir Alex brought on Wayne Rooney to add more attacking teeth. But despite that, United fell short. Next is 4. Niamh Faye. As the Reds searched for their first point of the 2019 campaign, Liverpool found themselves in the ascendancy early on, drawing Spurs into making several fouls which paved the way for the first sight and goal after a well-worked free kick. The ball rolled the way of Amy Rodgers on the edge of the box, but her effort sailed over the crossbar. The task was only made tougher when Niamh Faye got her marching orders midway through the term, after dragging Rosella Ioane down by the waist as the Spurs forward bore down on goal before the last line of defence. In my opinion, this could have been worse than a red card. Next is 3. Ben Thatcher. The Premier League match between Portsmouth and Man City in 2006 was marred by one of the worst tackles ever. The match was a 0-0 draw, so it would have been quickly forgotten by the fans, but the match will be forever remembered due to the dismal tackle on Portsmouth's Pedro Mendes in the second half. City had a corner, and it was headed away by Portsmouth's defence. As Mendes rushed over to the right in a bid to clear the ball out, in came Thatcher, charging towards the ball. The City left-back was late and came crashing into Mendes with his elbow, catching the Portsmouth man on the jaw and leaving him dropping to the floor head first. At the time, referee Dermot Gallagher only gave Thatcher a yellow card for the offence, but after much public outcry that involved the police, he was handed an 8-match ban by the FA, as well as a 15-game suspended ban for 2 years. Well, it was quite the tackle. Now to a footballer that weighed out on a revenge mission. 2. Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic is a guy that never forgets, and from this tackle, you could say he was taking a leaf from The Godfather concerning revenge. Materazzi made him leave the pitch in a game between Juventus and Inter in 2006, as Zlatan was ready to return the favour. Zlatan wanted to return to the pitch and have his revenge, but he wasn't allowed. 4 years later, after he went to Inter, Barcelona and AC Milan, Zlatan took his revenge, and it was brutal. In this match in 2010, Materazzi had fouled Ibrahimovic again, and this time it resulted in a penalty. In the second half, Materazzi was going even harder, but Zlatan was not having any of it, as he hit him with a taekwondo move that sent him to the hospital. He was only booked for the foul, while Materazzi had to spend some time in the hospital. However, this wasn't as brutal as Roy Keane's career-ending tackle, which is widely regarded as one of the worst in Premier League history. 1. Roy Keane. The Irishman exacted brutal revenge on Arfinger Haaland 4 years after the pair clashed at Ellen Road. Keane had suffered an ACL injury after he tripped following a collision with Alfie Haaland. But Keane didn't forget, as he looked to get the last laugh when he made a high-knee tackle, which ultimately curtailed Alfie Haaland's career in Old Trafford during the Manchester derby.
David Ellery.
He got a straight red and a 3-match ban and a fine of $5,000. It should have been more, to be honest. After making an honest revelation about knowingly injuring Alfie Haaland, Keane subsequently received a further 5-game ban, plus a £150,000 fine from the Football Association for that brutally honest admission. Which of these players do you think deserve more than a red card the most? Let us know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel. Hey GOF, any of those top 3 are brutal, mate.
Like and subscribe.